Drop a hot take.
Men are trash.
Why do you feel that way?
Terrible experiences.
No. All men are trash?
It's like if all men get hurt by you saying that statement, then they're a part of the problem. If they don't get hurt by that statement, then they're not a part of the problem.
Do you agree with that statement, all men are trash?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like men, simply just by being men, even no matter like how aware they are, because of the existence of the patriarchy, is like reinforcing it either way until we can get on like a consensus for equitable action. Men just being men are inevitably going to be trash, even if they don't think they are.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor The Fiend back again with another response video. And guys, before we jump into today's episode, don't forget to subscribe on your way in, and don't forget to subscribe to our newest member of Fiend Gang, Detective Warg. His channel will be linked in the video description. But without further ado, let's jump into the rest of today's video.
Drop a hot take.
Men are trash.
Why do you feel that way?
Terrible experiences.
No.
So let's just immediately break down what this woman has said right here. So we have the pink-haired woman, okay, saying that men are trash right off the bat because she has had terrible experiences with men. Notice how what they do, guys, is they'll have a quote-unquote terrible experiences. And let's break down what terrible experiences mean right off the bat, okay? First of all, it means that men won't commit to her and they just use her for bedroom fun. So she's going out here, she's getting with dudes who are just using her for fun, and then she's using that to label the rest of men as trash. Which, by the way, guys, you know this whole, like, my body, my choice, I don't have to have bedroom fun with you, right? It's like, that's cool, okay? Totally understand. But you know what? Men's commitment, their choice. Men's wallet, their choice. Men's time, their choice. It's almost like when men decide not to give women something, then we're awful, okay? But if women say, I don't want to give you something, then everybody has to shut up and go, yes, okay, queen, and bow down to the mob. I've muted the damn video.
That way.
Terrible experiences.
No. All men are trash?
It's like if all men get hurt by you saying that statement, then they're a part of the problem. If they don't get hurt by that statement, then they're not a part of the problem.
What kind of logic is that? So let me get this straight, right? Applying this woman's logic, which, you know, she has pink hair, so what am I doing to myself really here? So if I go out here and I say a derogatory statement, a wild derogatory statement about all women, and I go out there and do that, that's a fine statement to make, and any woman who disagrees with me or says not all women, then they're most specifically what I said. Right, so I can't provide an example over here because YouTube will throw a hissy fit, right? We got Overlord Susan watching us over here. But if I were to say something derogatory to all women and then say, oh, if you disagree with me, then you're part of the problem, how on earth does that make sense? And the answer, guys, I'm aware, I'm being facetious, okay? It doesn't make sense at all. But what would you expect, right? We have an individual here who has an opinion like this with pink hair. And no, like, look at this, by the way, this clash of... So we got pink hair. We have like this most like really hippie kind of top thing, and it's just all a mess, man. Like the outfit, and I'm not saying this to roast the woman's outfit, guys, like I'm really not, but you'll notice that a lot of these people, they present themselves the way their mind thinks. Like it's all combumbled, there's no sense, there's no logical thing to what's going on here, and it's I swear to you, man, it's a direct reflection of what's going on in their brain.
Do you agree with that statement, all men are trash?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like men, simply just by being men, even no matter like how aware they are, because of the existence of the patriarchy, is like reinforcing it either way.
So let me get this straight. Men are bad simply because we're men. And we exist in a world that is built by... Notice how it's like, it's straight to the patriarchy, right? Even though these women, this quote-unquote patriarchy, they completely benefit from the society that men have built. This little nose ring right here wouldn't get to your country, okay, if men didn't order it or make it here or whatever the hell. This eyeliner, made by men, okay? The ability for you to curl your hair, this necklace, made by men. Microphone that you're speaking into, made by men. Right, your iPhone that you walk around with all day, made by men. You know what I'm saying? But this patriarchy, guys, they're just so oppressed. Women have it so difficult. And despite all of the things, the innovations, the technological advancements that men have built, guys, they are oppressed and they have a really rough time. And because of this as well, men are terrible.
until we can get on like a consensus for equitable action. Men just being men are inevitably going to be trash, even if they don't think they are.
Yeah, guys. So even if you're trash, you know, even if you don't think you're trash, you are, guys, simply because you're a man. Fantastic stuff.
Okay, what I'm about to say might offend some people, but it needs to be said. One of my friends had sent me a video of a doctor that was talking about scientific research that they've done. The research said that women's brains fully develop by the age of 22, but they don't genuinely know who they are until around like early mid-30s. And
they don't know who they are, gentlemen. What does that line up with, by the way? I'm just thinking to myself here. They don't know who they are until, you know, their 30s. It sounds to me like, you know, the epiphany phase, right? Now I know what I want out of life. Now I know who I really am. Now I'm ready for a real man to sweep me off my feet. Like all of this kind of crap, this quote unquote maturity. I love how it's like brushed off as maturity or healthy growth or all of this stuff, when basically it's just trying to turn your necessity into a virtue, right? You're running out of time to have a family. You're running out of time to get a long-term partner.
And then it goes on to say that men's brains don't fully develop until the age 30. You guys, when I go to the gym and I see all these men and some of them come up and talk to me, all I can think of now is all these underdeveloped brains that are walking around the gym.
Oh, queen.
And it's such a turnoff. So any of you that are dating someone under 30, how is it going? And is there sometimes where they say stuff and it just doesn't make sense to you?
So what we're attempting to do here, guys, is we're attempting to say that relationships are fundamentally flawed below the age of 30. Why? Because men are not developed enough, right? I love how it all comes back to this, okay? If the relationship doesn't work out, it's because the man wasn't mature enough. If the man doesn't want to commit to me, if the man doesn't want to give me something, if he's not 100% there supporting me through what it is that I want to do, then he's not mature. Can you guys imagine, right? If I came on this platform and I say that women were if a woman doesn't want to cook for me, then she's underdeveloped, right? Like, what kind of logic is this? Like, why is it appropriate for this woman to get on here and say this? It just amazes me, guys, because what she's doing again is she's trying to brush it off as though any relationship failures below the age of 30 are simply the man's fault. And then, I don't know, beyond the age of 30, she probably hasn't thought that far, but maybe it's up for discussion that the woman can be at fault then, but I wouldn't really count on it.
And you don't understand how they process that? Well, it's because the frontal lobe isn't fully developed. They don't know how to properly process things yet.
Yeah, guys, it's silly us, silly men, guys. We don't know how to process anything until we're 30. But I tell you what, I don't know why these dudes at the gym are talking to you or are bothering to us. And guys, make no mistake, okay? Men, excuse me, will come up and talk to women like this at the gym, whatever. Maybe she's looking good, okay? Men will come over and talk to you. They'll have a conversation with you. They might have some fun with you, okay? But the problem that a lot of these girls run into is when it's time for the commitment, guys don't like this. Like, this attitude that you have, thinking that you're superior to dudes, you try bringing that into a relationship. Dudes will string you on for a long period of time. They'll have fun with you. Maybe they might see you for a few months here or there. They might briefly make you their girlfriend. But that crap ain't gonna last. It doesn't, because you're bringing this attitude into the relationship of, oh, I'm better than men. Okay, dude, see how that goes when you're 35 and alone with your cats.
Tell me why my ex just texted me, ask if I want to hook up. I said no, okay? Hours passed by and he says, why don't you want to hook up? I said, because I'm not attracted to you. And he goes, that makes no logical sense. What? Huh? What? If you're attracted to somebody, you'll probably want to hook up with them. If you're not attracted to somebody, you probably won't want to hook up with them. What is not adding up in your mind? Like, in the words of 6ix9ine, like, are you dumb? Come on now, come on. I don't understand.
Did this woman just reference a 6ix9ine song to get her point across? That is absolutely crazy. I don't have anything particular to comment on the situation, right? But this is, guys, girls who keep their exes around or keep dudes like this around are a huge problem. Okay, like you cannot take a girl into you can't take a girl seriously who does this, who will say, you know what, oh, we're just friends, or I leave my relationships on good terms and I'm happy to talk to them whenever. It's super weird, man. And it's always the girls in the cars who are just sharing this information as if anybody asked these things about her personal life. Like, let me just get in the car today, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to rant on TikTok, and I'm going to tell people how there's some dude in my DMs, and, you know, for what purpose? And again, guys, the reason why a lot of these girls do this is not because they're actually outraged at the situation, or because they want to teach people anything, or they want to look at the situation objectively. They just want to get on TikTok and try and make themselves appear more valuable than they actually are.
So, we have a few new sports teams in town, which means that I am back on my bullshit. So I re-downloaded my dating apps naturally and decided I'm gonna jump back in the game real quick. So I matched with one of them, and we've been Snapchatting, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this game a little differently now that I'm like new me, who dis, new hair, new job, new place, new dating strategies.
I mean, it seems like the craziness hasn't gone anywhere, right? New crib, new job, but like I don't understand how people come along and they think that like having a new job and like a new place to live and superficial changes to their life and whatever, they think that all of a sudden they're a different person. But anyway, guys, notice how she says, okay, there's like a football team or whatever in her town, so now she's single again. Right now she's back on the market. Now she's having fun. So what have we done? We've been seeing some dudes casually maybe, and now we're clearing room for some more dudes to come and to join the roster. Right, so this woman, guys, let's make this absolutely clear, okay? This woman could have been in a relationship. She could have been seeing multiple dudes. She's probably telling them that she wants to be with them and she wants to take things seriously or something like that. But now, guys, the football team has come over to the town, so it is time to act single again. And this is why the original men who you're dealing with, the guys who won't commit to you in the meantime, this is why they don't want to commit to you. Because they know as soon as that shiny new object comes in town, you're just gone and you'll go over and have fun with them anyway.
So I was like, all right, gotta play it cool, right? Don't let him know, like, I know what he is. So he was like, yeah, what do you do? And I told him, like, my job stuff. And I was like, what do you do? He was like, oh, I play blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, nice. Like, with your buddies? And he was like, no, I play professionally. I'm a professional. And I was like, yeah, I'm a professional athlete too. Like, joking around, like, making him think, like, yeah, I don't believe you. And I was like, you don't get these biceps from nowhere. And I sent him a snap like that. And he, like, busted out laughing and was like, you're funny. Let's go get drinks. I was like, score!
I feel a little bit terrified for this man. I hope he's okay after they interact with one another. But let me just say this, like a lot of these girls, they seem to get this idea like, oh, he liked me because I was quirky and I was funny, or I made a joke about his thing. It's like the dude probably just wants to have fun with you, and he just used it as a segue to hang out with you one-on-one. Right? But it's like a lot of these girls, they'll come along and think, okay, well, I'm funny, or I did something so fantastic, or I'm like my quote-unquote game is so good. Right? Or I'm so good with dudes, or I'm so good with flirting. And like, really, it's just because you showed up and the guy was probably a little bit bored. It had nothing to do with you being funny or having a way with words.
Of course I can. So, benevolent...
So this person, before she responds, has messaged her on a video and said, commented, excuse me, and said, can you explain what you mean by benevolent misogyny, please? And with a couple of X's. So let's take a listen to this individual.
Misogyny is basically everything that men point to as like the benefits of being a woman. So like winning child custody more frequently, or getting into frat parties for free, or men paying for dates even though they aren't really expected to do that anymore, and they don't really do that anymore.
So let's clear like 50 things up at once right here. Men are still expected to pay for dates. They are still expected to be traditional. I don't know where you're getting anything to the contrary from. Actually, yes, I do. So a lot of dudes are not doing this, right? So men are still expected to do this. Let's clear this up. Men are still expected to do these things for women, but a lot of men are choosing not to do these things anymore. Why? Because it's not worth it. Why? Because when a woman is attracted to you, she doesn't care if you take her out on a fancy dinner date, or you go for a walk in a park, or you get a coffee, or you just, you know, she just comes straight by your house. Because a lot of men have realized when a woman is attracted to you, she doesn't care. She does not care if you're spending money or being traditional. She will come right on over if she's attracted to you. Second of all, this woman is trying to say that if you're a man and you point out something that benefits women, that is misogyny, right? So if you come along and you say women benefit from being a woman because they win more child custody battles or because they get free drinks at a bar, guys, if you point out any of these realities, these things that benefit women innately, you are being benevolently misogynistic, gentlemen, apparently.
But essentially, if you trace the root reason back as to why those things actually occur, it isn't because of some sort of like secretive systemic misandry. It's because of patriarchy and misogyny. Like women win child custody more frequently because we're seen as mothers and caretakers as our primary purpose as humans. And
wait, you mean to tell me that it's misogynistic for me to view women as compassionate and caring? You mean it's misogynistic for me to view women as feminine? What is this clown world we are living in, guys? This woman is literally trying to say that if you view women as mothers and caretakers, and by extension people who are compassionate and more caring, then you are misogynistic. Right? So if I come along, right, and I say that I view men typically as more masculine, does that make me a misandrist? Like, what on earth is this logic, man?
so of course we win child custody more frequently. And women get into frat parties for free because drunk girls are part of the appeal, and more men will come and pay to be at these parties if there are more girls there.
Yes, true. I'm still not putting it together in my head how this makes me a benevolent misogynist for saying something like this. These are just facts, right? If women go out here and they go to, men would not attend clubs unless they were, clubs that swang the same way, so to speak, right? Men would not attend these clubs if women were not at these clubs, right? Women will go to clubs to get free drinks, to get male validation, to get attention, right? To do all these things. Dudes will go there for the women. I'm not sure how saying this makes me a misogynist.
And men had to pay for dates because women weren't allowed to work, and then it was seen as emasculating and shameful to have a woman pay for your date. So
you know what? I agree with her, guys. Let's, I've had a change of heart, guys. My cold vampiric heart, it has changed in the last 2.5 seconds. I agree with her. You know, guys, I don't think we should stop being misogynists, guys. We should stop paying for dates. We should stop giving attention. We should stop giving validation. And we should listen to this individual here who obviously has more of a clue than us. Yo guys, it's Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's episode. Before you go, remember to subscribe to our other Fiend Gang members. Their channels will be linked in the video description. Our newest member is Detective Warg, so make sure that you go and show him some love. He's putting out daily content for you guys. Also, one of the characters I use and also a lot of our thumbnail artwork is done by an artist called The Gecko Ninja. He's absolutely fantastic, and his socials are going to be linked in the video description as well if you want to commission him for some amazing art. Otherwise, take it easy, gents, and I will see you all in the next episode. Peace.